So another important story that we are really tracking from the IT space, let's get on to that straight away. And we are talking about TCS, which has, remember, announced a massive 18,000 crore rupees of investment to really build and expand data centers across the country. And also to make this happen, TCS is really teaming up, remember, with global private equity giant TPG, and also through a new venture that has been brought into place for the focus on data centers. In fact, my colleague Jasmeet is right here to take us through those details of this partnership and what it means for TCS. Tell us, Jasmeet.
TCS signs the pact with TPG Terabyte Bidco to invest up to 18,000 crore into the Hypervault. While this investment is to create AI-ready data centers where the company will increase the capacity to the excess of a gigawatt. Now, Hypervault is a wholly owned subsidiary of the company, while the TPG is a global leading alternative fund management company. A bit details about this particular investment. We see that the company has secured $1 billion investment. That's roughly 8,800 crores, which it has been taking from the TPG group out of the 18,000 crore investment. Well, we also see that the company and the TPG will invest in this particular project in a ratio of 51:49. TCS will have a 51% share, while 49% of the investment will be coming from TPG group. Secondly, the TPG is expected to have a shareholding anywhere between 27.5% to 49% in this particular Hypervault, which is yet to be decided. Lastly, the investment to be in various tranches over the time of 3 to 4 years. While this news had already come back in the Q2 earnings call of TCS, where they had planned to invest in the data centers. And this particular news had a mixed views from the analysts, given that TCS is into IT company where they are asset light company, but moving into data centers will make them asset heavy, which might reduce the ROCE altogether. So it's a wait and watch on how this will turn up for the company and how it will contribute going forward from here on.
All right, Jasmeet, thanks so much for taking us through all those details. Let's discuss this with an expert then. And Sandip Agarwal, who's a fund manager and also co-founder at Sowilo Investment Managers, joins us now. Sandip, always a pleasure to have you on NDTV Profit. With this move by TCS, how do you see their overall business enhancement, and why are IT companies, Sandip, looking at this capital-intensive sector like data center?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, and thanks for having me on the show. So if you will go and see when, TCS during the earnings call also said that they intend to get into this space. Yes. I think from a TCS perspective, it makes a lot of sense versus any other player, which are primarily we are seeing, in data center, three categories of players coming. One, which are having very big land banks and capital both. Another, there are some real estate players who are trying to play this as a proxy. And third, now even technology company has come. So if you put all three together, I think the one for which it makes the maximum sense is the technology companies, primarily because, if you see these big technology companies, the money they are making post-tax on these huge cash balances they are having is around 4%, 4.5%, 5% max, right? So compared to that, this business is highly profitable today. But remember that, this data center will become highly commoditized also very soon. But they will still have very high, much better advantage than other two categories of players who have jumped in this space initially, because, you can make multiple offerings on the technology side. And when data center is owned by you and you are a renowned technology company like TCS or any other large name, then you always have an advantage of, doing some kind of cross-selling and making a lot of money. So I think it is a fantastic option between distributing cash through buyback or, dividends versus investing in this. Obviously, you won't get the kind of ROE, ROC which you were getting in the software businesses which you are running, plain vanilla software business, because it is not comparable. The total seed cost for one person is around 6 to 7 months of payback period. So you are making, if you exclude the cash balances these companies hold, all the companies are at 60 to 70, 80% or sometimes 90% return on equity investment. So that you will not get in this space, obviously, but I think it will still improve your ROE and ROCs in long run, because this will be much better than what you are making as interest and other income on those cash balances. So I believe that, on a console basis, in fact, the returns will go up, and it is a much better choice rather than distributing cash. And unnecessarily buying something in AI space, which are like, at a very irrational levels in terms of valuation. No asset is available at a reasonable price, and better invest some money in your R&D and build those capabilities. See, all these companies which are today doing AI, they will have to finally come once that it gets streamlined and stabilized. Those prompts will have to be written in India. You can't sit and write prompts in the expensive market. So I am very positive. After 2 years, I think 1.5, 2 years, there is a challenge because the efforts are going down in the industry by 30%. So you will take 1 to 2 years to cover that in your revenue and base to come in, and then I think we will have good time again. That is the way we look at it.
Right. So you gave a lot of points out there, Sandeep. But one aspect, obviously, is this a strategic shift also by TCS as a platform plus infrastructure capability company going forward?
See, I will tell you one very interesting observation, and I am covering this space for like now 20 plus years. In India right now, what has happened, because the margins in Indian IT was very, very low. No one wanted to serve Indian domestic IT, because you will see most of the contracts were in loss or something for multiple reasons, right? So most of the
Right.
players, it is Wipro, HCL, and NIT, you see they are not doing business in India. Most of them
Right.
have completely closed up. So
So,
now all
Sandeep,
the Indian players.
if I can intervene, we have to take it straight across to Gautam Adani, who's addressing the Indology Conclave 2025.
एक धर्म कार्य का स्वरूप देती है. Also, my greetings to every scholar, student